ICT Made Easy. Today, I'll be working on October, November 2021 paper 3. So I will do data analysis first, then after that, web authoring. Now, let's see the question. The question says, you have been supplied with the following source file, or this. Now, for the task 1, create a new word processing document. Just open new Microsoft Word file. And then the question says, make sure your name, center number, and candidate number will appear on every page of this document. So just double click anywhere here, and you can write your name. You can write your name, then center number and candidate number. Just write it anywhere on the page. Then you close it. Then the next one says, save this evidence document in your work area as n2 evidence underscore, then followed by your center number underscore, followed by your candidate number. And they give you the example on how it's going to look like. So let's save this one, file, save as. Then you can save it in the same folder as you have. That's what they call the work area. Then underscore your candidate's number, then underscore your center number. Then you save it as Word document, okay? Then you save that. So that's your evidence file, and that's where you are going to put all the screenshots. Now, the next question says, you will need your evidence document during the examination to place screenshots when required. Now, task 2, data analysis. So you are given this. So you work for a company planning to recycle plastic waste, so washed up on the beaches of many islands in the Maldives. Now you will create a spreadsheet to calculate the cost of your return journey from the recycling center to an island, so to collect this plastic waste. All currency value must be in US dollar. So this is the keyword here, US dollar. So, and 2 decimal places. These are the 2 things. So pay attention to this, because they might not actually repeat this again in the question. Now open and examine the file, this file, in a spreadsheet package. The file will be used to provide data, so for your spreadsheet, and the data must not be copied or file change. Then they want us to open this file. The file is actually here. Okay, this is the file. As I'm opening this, let me just go to the next question as well. So open the file into one course as well. This file too. These are the 2 files they want us to open. Then your spreadsheet. Then place in the footer, right aligned, the text cost prepared by. Then let me just copy this. Okay, so these are the 2 files they want us to open. This is the island one. So let me click here and double click so that everything can be fully visible. Then this is the second one as well. Let me click here. Then you click on A so that everything can be fully visible. Now in this one, they want us to put in the footer. Just click on inserts. Then you will see footer here. In the footer, according to the question, the footer side, let's say, place in the footer right aligned, the text this. So this right aligned, you put this text, then followed by a space, your name, center number and candidate number, space. Then you type your name, then center number, then candidate's number. Then after that, then a space followed by on, space, then you type on, space again, followed by a space, and today's automated dates. Space again, and you click header, you will see today's date, current date. Just click here, then it's going to put current dates there. So just try to follow the instruction as they give you. Just very simple things to do. Then after that, you have done that, so you can just click on view. Okay, click anywhere. Then you can click on view and you click on normal. So to go back to normal sheet. Now, the next question says, save this as a spreadsheet with the file name n21 cost then underscore center number, underscore candidate number, for example. So we need to save this one. You click on File, Save As, then let's save it in the same place. You put it there, then your center number, then underscore your candidate number. All these things are very important. Don't neglect them. Then don't forget this one is in CSV. So you can just change it to Excel workbook. Okay. You change it to Excel workbook and you press OK. Good. Now, the next question says, insert 2 new rows above row 1. Insert 2 new rows above row 1. This is row 1. We want to insert another one. Just click on this one, home. Then you can click on insert. 1, 2. Two new rows. Now, after that, merge cell A1 to AC. A1 to C1 and enter the text. This one. The question says we should merge A1 to C1. This is A1 to C1. You click on merge and you enter this text. Okay, let me copy the text again. Ctrl C, and you come here and you paste. Hey, what happened? The data you are pasting isn't the same size as do you want to paste anyway? Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, no worries. For some reason, I don't know why this one is not copying. Cost of plastic remover for 1 island. Cost of plastic remover for 1 island. Okay, you need to check it that the spelling is correct. Cost of plastic remover for 1 island. Okay. Then format the merged cell A1 to C1 to contain white 26-point text on a dark blue background. There are a lot of things here. To contain white, which means this one, the text needs to be white. That's the first thing. Then number 2, 26. Then you need to make this one to be 26. That's second thing. The third one, dark blue background. Dark blue background. Then we need to look at the background. Dark blue. Blue is here. Then you can look at dark blue background, something like this. Okay. Now format the spreadsheet to look like this. They want you to format to look, so cost of plastic will be on top, then remover for 1 island is going to be underneath. Then in this case, what you need to do is you need to click on wrap text. Click on wrap text, then it looks like this. But you will see that the thing is not spacious. You just need to drag this one down so that everything can be fully visible. Okay, it makes sense like this. Cost of plastic on top and remover for 1 island second. Now the next question says, but as you can see, this one is white. Okay, this one is also white as well. No worries. Now to look like this, then you need to play around with this so that you make it looks like this. Let's look at row 2. For the row 2, can you see how this one row 2 looks like? So what you need to do here is you need to bring it in this row 2 a little bit inside 1. Then let's see row 3. Row 3, everything looks okay. Row 4. Okay, let's say everything in column A, anything from here, column A, everything is right aligned. In column A, everything is right aligned. You put it in the right, like this. What about column B? It's also right aligned. And they even expand the size of the cell. Alright? Oh. Okay. It's also right aligned. Click on it. Then right aligned. Only this M1 is not right aligned. Can you see M1? but any other thing is right aligned. So you bring this one to this side. If you want to click these 3 marks, you have to do it exactly the way they have done it. Then this is left aligned. Can you see this? It's left aligned. So basically you can just click here and you will see that everything is left aligned, and you can expand this a little bit so that everything is fully visible. Everything is fully visible. Then the next thing to do here is, okay, you highlight from where? From A1 until C20. A1 until C20. Then let's click on layout, or is it insert of view? Then you choose this option. Okay, for this one we did it already, no worries. Actually what I want to show you is about the grid line. So I initially thought perhaps maybe we need to put a green line here, all border, but there's nothing like that in the question for now. And if they want us to do it, we are going to do it later. So just remove this, no border for now. Now let's quickly move to the next question. The next one says, in cell B12, enter a function to look up the name of the island using the code entered in B11. Okay, this is where we normally use the Vlookup. Okay, because the data are actually given in vertical, then you are going to use Vlookup. Enter a formula or function in B12. B12, let's look at it. This is B12. Then you say equal Vlookup. Now, what is the Vlookup value? Is M1. Anything that you type in M1, then after that it will go to this table. It will go to this table. So you highlight everything you have in this table, then comma. So the answer is in, what are you looking for? You are looking for the island name. So, and that should be column 2. You see this column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. So the answer, the thing that you are looking for, the field that you are looking for is column 2. Then always you are looking for the exact match. That will be false. Always is always false. So just know that, and you press enter. You see, if I type M1 here, this name will come. So if I type, let's say I type H1, then we will see this name. If I type H5, we see this name. If I type H9, we see this name, Gafusi. Okay, let me type H9 and you can see, where is it? Instead of M1, if I type H9, let's see, you see Gafusi. Okay, M1, then you see the Bohua. Now, it's just as simple as that, and that's 5 marks. Now the question says, in cell B13, enter a function again to look up for distance of the island from the recycling plant. This time we are looking for the distance. Okay, now in cell B13, the equal Vlookup again. Then what's the form? What is the Vlookup value? Of course, it's M1. That's the code, right? Then we need to highlight from which table. We are highlighting from this table. We are highlighting from this table. Now, which value are you looking for? Basically, you are looking for the distance. This case, you know, we look for the name earlier. That's why we say it's column 2. But this time we are looking for the distance, and this is in column 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So column 4, and this one is going to be false. Always is. You just type false. Press enter. Okay, then the next question says, in cell B14, enter a formula to calculate the total distance traveled to the island and back. Total distance traveled to the island and back. So in this case, this one, okay, well, it's just as simple as saying equal, then you can have 2 times whatever you have in B13. Just as simple as that. Because according to the question, the total distance required to go is 75 miles. Then to come back should be 75 as well. So that would be 2 times 75, and that would be 150 in this case, right? Now, then the next question says, that's in B14. Then in B15, in cell B15, enter a formula to calculate the number of hours the return journey will take. This is calculated as return distance divided by operator speed multiplied by the content of cell B6. Return distance. So in that case, we say equal, what is the return distance? Anything you get here, then divided by, don't forget to put it in the bracket, divided by what? According to the question, operating speed. What's the operating speed you are giving here? This one. Multiply by, then times the content of cell B6. What is cell B6? This is B6, the content of cell B6. B6, just as simple as this, which means B14 divided by B5 times B6, and you press enter, then it's going to give you this value. Now, the next question says round this time up to the nearest whole hour. So definitely if you want to do this, you need to use the function round up, right? How do you know? Because the question says you should round this time up, round this time up. Definitely you are using the function round up. You say round up, so you want to round up number, so to the nearest whole hour. So this one will be 0, nearest whole hour, then you press enter, and this will be 9 hours. Now the next question says in cell B16, enter a formula to calculate the fuel used for the journey. So this is calculated as return journey time multiplied by fuel consumption. Return journey time here is equal return journey time, this one, then divided by fuel consumption. Where is fuel consumption divided by this? Can you see B15 divided by B4? Then you press enter. Then after that, the question says in cell B, they never ask us to do anything, maybe to round it up or whatsoever. So let's continue for now. In cell B17, enter a formula to calculate the fuel cost for the journey. Fuel cost for the journey. So they didn't tell us anything here, but we just need to figure it out ourselves. How do we calculate the fuel cost for the journey? Yeah, that would be this. Fuel cost per liter is this. All right. Then we need to say this one multiplied by fuel used. I believe you understand this. So how many liters you used is 0.08. Then how much are they selling the liter? They are selling it to 1.12. So you multiply it together, then that will give you the amount of the cost of the fuel that you are going to use. Then the next one says in cell B18, enter a formula so that if the return journey time is less than 10 hours, it displays the value 4, greater or equal to 10 hours, and less than or equal to 15 hours, it displays the value 6. Greater than 15 hours, it displays the value 9. Oh, these 7 marks. Wow. We need to use the if formula here. Cell B18, enter a formula so that if the return journey time, if the return journey time, you see here, we say equal if return journey time, where is it? Return journey time, if anything I have here, if it's less than 10 hours, it displays the value 4. If B14 less than 10, then it's going to display the value 4. Then comma, then you need to write if again. If what? If B15, in this case for the second option, greater than or equal to 10, if it is greater than or equal to 10 and less than or equal to 15, then it displays 6. Then in that case, you just say this one is less than or equal to 15. If B10, because according to this, normally if it is less than 10, for sure is going to display 4. But if it is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, less than or equal to 15, then what is it going to display? Let's say the question says it's going to display the value 6. It's going to display 6, comma. Otherwise, if these two conditions are not met, if it's greater than 15 hours, then it will display the value 9. So you don't need to use any if. If these two conditions are not met, so this is how if statement actually works. It will check the first one. Is it less than 10? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? If the answer is yes, it will show 4. If it doesn't meet this condition, it will go to the second one. Is it greater than 9? Maybe it's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It will show this. Otherwise, it will show this. That's how if statement works. So you press enter. Okay, you need to close the bracket. Just press yes. And this one is going to show 4 because the value we have here is less than 10. Okay. Now, the next question says, and that's 7 marks. Wow. You see, that's what we call nested if. Nested if. I have a video on this. If you don't know how nested if works, you can try to watch my other videos on Spreadsheet. Now, question 11 says, in cell B19, enter a formula to calculate the cost of the cure for the return journey. Each journey will have 2 crew members paid at crew rate A, and the other crew member will be paid at crew rate B. In cell B19, enter a formula. Then in that case, this one, to calculate the cost of the crew. Now, this one is just quite easy. So you just come here, you say equal number of crew require 4. Then you have to pay them at which rate? Crew rate A. All right. So like this. But I think we can't just do it directly like that. The question says in cell B19, enter a formula to calculate the cost of the crew for the return journey. Each journey will have 2 crews members paid at crew rate A and B rate B. Okay. Then how do we know which one is it? Which one do we choose? Okay, then in that case, so what okay, this one even remind me, for this one that I put quote here, since we are talking about number, we don't actually need to put it. If you put it there, it's okay, but whenever we are talking about number, you don't really need to put quotes for numbers. If it is text, yes, you can. The thing will still work fine, even without putting quotes, just to draw your attention to that. Now, for this cost of the cure, this one is a little bit technical, but let me try to explain as much as I could. This is what you need to do here. You need the cost for the new, for the return, right? This is the return journey, this one. So definitely we are going to have B15. Return journey is B15. That's the first thing. Right? Then you want to multiply it with anything that you have. They said is how many people? 2 people. So for each crew, 2 people. Now for the first crew, so what do we have? We have this one, that's B7. Then we say plus, then you are going to have for the B18 here, the number of the crew require how many? B18. And of course, because we've already said 2 here, then you can minus 2 from this B18. Alright, and finally you can now multiply this one with the last crew that we go, and that will be B8. This is just a very simple formula you can use to interpret this question. So it looks a little bit complex. This pure mathematics for sure, but you just have to interpret the question. But for your information, sometimes spreadsheet questions, they look quite simple, and sometimes they are quite complex. But the good news here is when you see a question like this, you just try to do whatever you can do here. So if the thing is 3 marks, even if you cannot get 3 out of 3, you can still get part of it. If you say this, they will give you mark for this. If you say this, you will get mark for this. It's not necessary that the whole formula must be correct before you can get mark. So just pay attention to that. So you say this one equal. Here, we open the bracket. We say B15, right? B15. Then times. Then you open another bracket because that's where we are going to put the whole formula. So 2 for each team. Then what is the first team? This one. Alright, this is the first team. Then you say plus is equal to plus. Which other team do you have here? B18, number of the crew that is required. Then of course you can minus 2 from this, and you just multiply it by the number of the second team. So the formula is just as simple as this, and you close all the brackets, so you press enter. So the cost for the crew is 216. Okay, in B20, what do we need to do in B20? Enter a formula to calculate the total cost of journeying, which include fuel, the crew, and port taxes. So they tell you which include the crew plus the fuel cost plus the tax, this one. So just press enter. And okay, because I have already said the formula, so yeah, just press enter and you can see this. But are we going to leave it like this? Apply appropriate formatting to cells containing numeric values in the spreadsheet. Appropriate formatting. You know, the appropriate formatting the question is talking about is this, the one I told you initially. Anything that is money, then you need to make it to be US dollar, and it needs to be 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places. So here, you know, total cost, they are talking about money basically. So you can just make this one to be 2 decimal places. Okay, and it needs to be USD too. This one, 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places, and it needs to be USD. So number of crew, no need. All this one is cost, 2 decimal places, and needs to be USD. So fuel used for journey, this one is also money. Same idea. Then USD. Return, this one is time, this one is distance. So then this one distance. What about this? Tax. This one is money as well. USD. Crew per hour. Yeah, this one is money as well. This one is money too. Then no. This one is fuel consumption is money as well. 102.8 per liter. That's the money, right? And fuel cost. Oh, sorry. I think this is not. This is not, but this one is. Okay. So you need to do the appropriate formatting very well. You can try to check. I'm not sure if I'm still missing anything here. Now, if everything is good to go, then you need to show the formula. You show the formula as we did earlier, and you can then print. So Control P. So you make this one to be landscape, and you click on page setup. You come to sheet, and you check the grid line as well as the row and columns heading. Then after that, you print. Make sure everything is fully visible, and for the examiner can see clearly. Like this one is 2 pages, so you can try to make it on 1 page if possible. Fit on 1 page, yeah. In as much as it's not too small, you can fit on 1 page and you print it out. Then after you've done that, that's your first printout. Then your second printout, print your spreadsheet showing the value. Make sure the printout fits on a single page this time. So you need to change this one back. So click here again, so you have the value. But don't forget, they asked you the way they asked you to do this one earlier. So you need to move it back. Okay, it's supposed to look like this. So don't forget what they asked you to do initially. Or how was it? I think. Like this. No, this one should be visible. You're trying to reduce the size for all this. Make sure everything is fully visible. Okay. Okay, this one is okay. Everything is fully visible from here. Then after that, print out the grid line are not displayed. So then content of all cells are fully visible. So from here, you can just print, Control P. So you click on page setup again. You come to sheet. You don't need to show the grid line this time. So just press OK, and you need to print it like this. Okay, from the question, rows and headings are not displayed, print out grid line are not displayed, content of all cells are fully visible, and you print it. Then change the data to calculate the cost of plastic removal from the island with the code G5. You know, which code do we have here? The code is M1. They want you to change it to G5, and the whole value will change. Oh, this one is just expand it a little bit. Okay. So with code G5, then print your spreadsheet. So that was the first one, right? The second printout. Then after that, you still need to have another printout. So print on a single page and everything is fully visible. That's all. Okay, then this is the last part of the question. The question says open and examine the file n21chart.csv. And then let me open the file. All right, so this is the file. So then the question says cell B2 to B10 must calculate the average distances from the recycling center to the island in each atoll, and then rounded to the nearest mile. Okay, we need to use the round function for this one. So now if you understand this, then enter a formula in cell B2 that displays the average distance for the island in the first atoll. Then after that, we need to replicate the formula from B3 to B10. So from here, we need to write the formula here. Then after that, we just need to replicate for the rest of the cell. Now, what we are going to use is basically the information that we have here. As you can see this, so there are different locations here. The first one is Gafu. The first distance is 22221. So you need to add all these numbers together, then you divide by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This number, you need to add all of them together. Then you have to divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You need to divide it by 9. I believe you know how to calculate average. So that's just what the question wants you to do. Now, from that, we just need to say equal, then average average if, because we are going to use the criteria here. So what is the range? Yeah, this is the range. This is the range from here until finish. From C2 until C86. This is the range. Okay, what value are you looking for? What's the first value you are looking for? The first one, GAFU. Alright, but we don't actually write it like that. So you come here. So you are looking for A2. Then after that, what is the average range? What is the range you are looking for? So you come back to here and you highlight everything until here. Alright, that's the range. Just as simple as this. Then you close the brackets and you press enter. So when you press enter, you can see this. Oh, sorry, because this one is in show formula. Alright. Then from here, the second part of the question says rounded to the nearest mile. Then definitely we need to put the round function here. You say round, open the bracket, then comma, and you put 0 here because we are rounding to the nearest mile. I believe you know the reason why we do that. Yeah, this one it represents the first part of the question. Let's say you want to use the formula round. You just say round. What number do you want to round? So let's say A2, then you AD for example, and you want to round to 0 decimal place. But this time we are not using AD, the whole formula that we did earlier, right? The whole formula we did earlier. Oh, this one doesn't work again. Okay, let me just, okay, this is the old formula, right? So we say round, then comma, then 0. So you need to know how to use all these functions. Press enter, then this one will be 221. Now what you need to do now is you need to replicate this for the rest of the cell. You replicate this for the rest of the cell. Just as simple as that. And that's 9 marks. You just need to know how to do things, otherwise you might have to lose a lot of marks here. Now the question says create and fully label an appropriate chart to display this data. So create and fully label an appropriate chart to display this data. So the thing doesn't end here. You need to create a chart. Just as simple as you highlight, then you click on insert, and you can create any chart you want. The question never tell you, is it going to be bar chart or pie chart? It's okay. You can just use any of them. Okay, and you can fully label. You can label this one to be average distance. You can label it as average distance, and since the question says is fully labeled, you can just click on chart element and you can put the axis title. So for this one, what is this? So this is atoll. And what about this? These are distance. Or you can say average distance. Yeah, I believe it makes sense like this. Then after that, the question says take a screenshot of the formula. You need to take a screenshot for the formula. Click on home. Click on, you click on formula and you click on show formula. So expand this and you take a screenshot and you put it in your evidence file. Then after that, take a copy of your chart. Then you put it in the evidence file as well, and you can claim your 55 marks. Honestly speaking, I'm pretty sure some of the students will find this difficult because it contains a lot of formulas. But no worries. The good thing about this is if you cannot get 55 out of 55, you can still get 30 out of 55, 35, 40, 45, 50. And of course, if you know what you are doing and you try to practice as much as possible, it's quite easy to get 55 out of 55 from this question. So now in the next video, so I'll be working on web authoring. So try to watch the next video. So thank you for watching this, and if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. So bye.
ICT textbook is boring, right? Do you believe it's too voluminous, containing a lot of information? Even if you read it 1 million times, you might still not be able to answer IGCSE questions correctly. We have a solution for you. We have created all-in-one IGCSE summary slides for each chapter. It covers the whole curriculum. We present it in a concise manner, all you need to be an A-star student. The slide is well prepared by an ICT Cambridge examiner. After each topic, we provide IGCSE-related questions with answers. Download now. www.ictmadeeasy.com